bloggingthebook.com. This new innovative service helps bloggers get published on all major platforms: Kindle, iBooks, Nook, Google Play, Kobo. He's also the author of Playing with Glass, 100 Days with Google Glass, which can be pre-ordered through ZackPrice.com. So, Zach, thanks for being here.
Sure. If anyone wants to try the Google Glass, just find me afterwards. Nobody here is wearing in the back. He's going to do some recording with it. So my name is Zach. Like you said, I started publishing in 1999. I was 19, and I was in college. I went to University of Michigan, and I had two brothers, and we're all sports athletes. We're into fitness, and one of my brothers was a fitness trainer, and he worked out in the gym. People were always asking him, what workout do you do? What should I do with this? And he just put a couple programs on paper in like an Excel chart. We printed it out and just started selling them for like $5 each to people who want them. $10, we started listing the workout program on eBay, which in 1999 was the biggest thing out there. And people kept buying it and buying it, so we said, how can we expand this business? We added more content, made it into an actual book instead of a workout program. And once we did that, we were able to list it with Amazon.com, the Library of Congress. It had an ISBN, so it went to all the outlets that accept ISBN books. And it was amazing. Started making money just off information that we came up with. And so we kept thinking, how are we going to expand this? So we took this workout program and we focused it towards different athletes. So first we went with football players, because my brother played football in high school. He trained with a lot of University of Wisconsin football players. That's where he went to school. And we started selling the football workout program, and people bought it. So we said, man, we got to do this for other sports. We found some experts, expert in golf. We trained professional golfers, an expert in triathlons. We started publishing all these different books, workout programs tailored to different people, different athletes. Ended up going really well. We started publishing all sorts of books, not just fitness and sports books. We started hiring other people who had great content. We did a book on wine countries. We've done books on potty training is like one of our best sellers ever. What else have I published? Oh man, like so many different things. So as the years went by, we were publishing 2, 5, 6, 7 titles a year, doing big print runs, the whole deal. Barnes & Noble, Borders at the time was still going strong. Then things changed around 2009. Economy crashed, the Kindle was introduced, and Borders went bankrupt. And I had to change my business model fast because everyone around me was panicking, people were going out of business, getting laid off. So I went headfirst into ebooks. 2010, the iPad came out, and that was a game changer. I realized that Apple actually sells books called iBooks. You guys probably know that, but a lot of people out there still don't even know that Apple sells books. And in 2010, no one knew it. So I was one of the first publishers on there. I listed all of our weight training guides and workout programs and potty training books and everything we've done the last 10 years. Listed it on iBooks, and sales just went crazy. And it was like a new frontier. So obviously we did with Kindle, Google Play, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Nook. There's a bunch of other smaller sites all around the world that sell ebooks, and I've just been going headfirst into that. Still do print books. The new startup that was mentioned is called Blogging a Book. I'm not doing print books with that yet. It's just ebooks, and from the name you can probably guess what that is. I take people's blogs and I publish them as ebooks. Kindle, iBooks, Google, Nook, everywhere. It's just a different way of publishing. I've been publishing for so long, 15 years now, that there's a paradigm change here of authors, bloggers. It's like a mix. Like an author is a blogger, and a blogger is an author. And it was an untapped market. So that's what I'm focusing on now. Take people's blogs, publish them into books. My brother is still working on our traditional print business with workout books and fitness books and sports and everything. And then my other brother, he works at Amazon Publishing now. They hired him right out from underneath me, and he moved to Seattle to work for Amazon.com Publishing. So I went out there a couple months ago when it was like negative 30 degrees here and visited him where it was 50 and rainy. It was amazing. And went and checked out Amazon. And so, I got it in the family. If I have questions or ideas, I just call one of my brothers and say, hey, what do you think of this? Like, oh, I just got this blog. Do you think this would be a good book to sell? And it's been really fun. So it started as a family business, and it still kind of is. But my brother's at Amazon. My other brother runs our full publishing division. do the ebooks with blogs. And that's pretty much where I am. And you know, if I had any advice to give to like all of you, I would say get started on something. If you want to be an author, start a blog and start writing some of your, start writing some stuff and get it out there so people can read it for free. If you've written a book and want to get it published, start a blog and leak out the first chapter or some excerpts. It doesn't hurt you to put your stuff out there for free and get people interested in your stuff. And I'm assuming if you're a writer, you're going to keep writing more and more. So some people, you know, they write a book and they put it on Amazon for free so that when they come out with their next book, it gets recommended to that person who downloaded it for free. And then maybe that person would have never paid $5 for an ebook from this author, but they've already gotten introduced to them on a risk-free book, and now they're going to buy it again. So that's a really great way to get it out there. You know, think free. Don't always think I need to sell my content. Get it out there free, and then you can have content on the back end. Now, if you are in the book industry or publishing industry, and you're not a writer, maybe you're an editor or a proofreader, maybe you do book layout design. Again, maybe you don't need a blog, but maybe you could have a website that shows what you do. You know, again, same thing with what I just mentioned, having a blog or putting stuff out there for free. It's your portfolio. You want people to see it. You don't want to have to sell them by telling them how great you are. Say, check out my website, you know, check out my blog. You don't have to have your own website. Go make a, you know, Blogspot or WordPress. You don't have to have your own domain. Just put something out there and direct people to it. Put it on your business card. Put it the signature of your email. Put it, you know, when you meet a new a prospective client, just say, hey, check out my site and let me, you know, email me if you'd like to learn more or work with me. I think that's the best way to do it. To go up to someone and cold call them and tell them what you do and say, you know, would you like to hire me? It's just never going to happen that way. Here's what I do. Check out what I've done. This is how I can help you. Contact me to learn more. I think it's the best way to get out there and do it. So that's the best advice I have for you guys. And then, you know, once we're all done here, I'm glad to field questions and of course meet with you guys afterwards.
Yeah, so it's been a definite learning curve being your own boss. It sounds very fantastic, and you know, I can work in my pajamas and I don't have to ride the L to work, but it takes a lot of discipline and organization and butt in chair, do the work, not sit on the couch and watch TV while you're editing. It takes a lot, and I know that sounds pretty obvious, but not until you're in that position, it's very hard to prepare for it. I thought I was prepared. I'm a very detail-oriented, organized person, and I had a really hard time getting into the groove, getting into a routine. When you can just roll out of bed and walk to your office and be in your pajamas, you know, at whatever time, you kind of take advantage of it, and it's very hard to set that routine. So I would say know that going into it. Be sure to be cognizant of that sure there are days that I'm in my pajamas and I might take a TV break or, you know, sit on the couch one day, but that routine is very, very important. Another thing I've learned with Entangled particularly is we are all independent consultants with this publishing company. They have no employees, so we are all we're all across the United States, and we all have you know, our own home offices, and we usually don't meet in person. I'm going to a conference next month where I will meet a couple of people, but other than that, I will probably never meet these people in real life. And that's very, very strange to me, coming from, you know, just a normal salaried corporate position. You see your coworkers every day. You can tell tone. You can see facial expressions, body language. You don't realize how important that is until you only are contacting these people through email. You can only do so many, you know, OMG, wink, LOL across email to try and, you know, convey what you're feeling and stay professional. That's been a definite struggle for me to try and keep that professionalism, but yet inject your
people would come to you with something, you guys would edit it, and then you would put them in touch with the third party that would do the actual pressing and printing of it?
Yeah, so, as a publishing company, I would take care of everything. You know, I would get the manuscript, work out the publishing agreement, and then from there, format the book, edit the book, like you said, get it laid out into a printable file, and then I have printers, a network of printers I work with, where I find out what the best pricing on this size book for, you know, black and white or color or hardcover or paperback, whatever it is, have it printed up, and then I have a warehouse in Indianapolis that holds all the books and ships them to the bookstores and everything like that. And I keep a couple boxes on hand here for individual copies or individual orders. Yeah.
That too, or thinking about for the future in terms of how you present your books?
You know, so a lot of people are doing their buying online. As I mentioned, Borders shut down their hundreds of stores, thousands of them. Barnes & Noble's contracting a lot. You'll see their stores just shut down or become smaller, less books on the shelves. So people are buying online, so you want to market online. If you've written a book or you're doing marketing, you want to be where the people are buying. If someone can click on a link to your book, to Amazon or your own website, and click buy, that's a lot easier to sell them than getting a flyer in the mail about a book and then, you know, looking at it and maybe going to the bookstore and finding it in that bookstore. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not there if you don't have good distribution, and it's tough. So I mean, it seems obvious. And we have a young crowd tonight, but be online with a link to your book page, not even your website. Like if you're trying to sell a book, get it right to that page where there's a buy button. I think that's a huge difference in terms of sales.
One question would be is for a writer, and like we were just saying, you know, being online, have like your marketing presence online. Would you suggest then leaning more towards the avenues that are available, like self-publishing, or go ahead and putting yourself out there and go for the more traditional route with the agents and trade houses?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the way to do it these days is to self-publish first, and if you get traction, the publishers will be very interested in publishing you to the masses. So maybe write a ebook, a novella, like something short. Maybe it's your first book, whatever it is. Put it out there on Kindle. If you're at all technologically savvy, you can get on Kindle with a Word document if you can get it covered on. It's not that hard. If you're doing it on your own, you don't want to spend a lot of time or money learning. Get it on Kindle, promote it, get some sales, get some 5-star ratings on your book, get it in a press release. If you're a writer on travel, like go to some travel blogs or a magazine and get featured. Then take this stuff and then go to the publishing house and say, hey, I wrote this book, it's on Kindle, it's doing really well, and I want to expand it, but I am a writer and I don't know how to make it any bigger than it is. Would you be interested in publishing it? And then you'll go from the wastebasket of a proposal to like, hey, there might be something here, you know, you have some basis. Publishers like myself get submissions all the time. I got several today I looked at, and a lot of them have a manuscript and that's really it, and that's fine. But if I see someone who has a little bit of a following, has, you know, a sales page, they're on Amazon, I can tell they're serious about this. I'm going to take them a lot more serious myself.
And then my other question was, since you started your own kind of publishing house or press when you were in college, just for also for editors who were in college to go ahead and kind of go that route, if you have like a niche that you want to, not exploit, but use and publish and kind of take from in an editorial sense, or just going ahead and going in that direction, or waiting until like later on when you're more established, if you have more experience? And I guess it's you go for everyone too, that since everyone's more freelance now.
So, I mean, I would say edit stuff that you like reading. It'll make you more passionate and you'll do a better job. And even if you, and you know, this is going to sound crazy, but if there's an opportunity where you can edit something that you're passionate about and the budget might be like tight for the person who wants it done, do it for free. Get it done, put some time into it. If you enjoy it, it's not a big deal. And then when you're done, you've got a project under your belt where you can go to the other editors, or you know, chances are that same person sees what a great job you did. They're going to come back. free. Now you like my work, like let's work out an agreement. And chances are, if they like your work, they're going to do it. So that's what I would do. I would find something that I like to edit, that I know I can do well. It's not going to be a drag. Get a project or 3 under my belt, and then you'll just find it. It's just easier to get in. It's easy to get a contract if you've proven that you've done it before, and if you've never done anything, get a couple under your belt. That's what I do.
I did a few small projects for free so I could build up my resume since I didn't have a publishing background, and that helped.
Engaging people, but like in terms of someone handing you, maybe you have a blog going, like what is the process? Do you, for someone has that converted to like a Word document or a certain stuff? Is there like I don't know, screenplays and whatnot, people
Right.
prefer thing that makes you kind of look like an amateur?
So, well, there's a couple things that I do look for specifically. If you are, okay, so this goes sort of against what I said earlier, but you'll understand why. If you're really serious about a topic or your writings, get your own website. I said before, go on WordPress or Blogspot, start a blog. I get a lot of people with WordPress blogs and Blogspot blogs, and then I get people with their own domain, and it adds a little bit more. Like they're serious, they have their own domain now. This is what they want to focus on. Some people have multiple domains. Some people have a blog about parenting, and then a blog about traveling. They separate it like that. It doesn't matter, but a tough thing for bloggers is to keep blogging. Everyone starts a blog, and there'll be like 2 or 3 posts in, and it'll be great, and then life hits them, and they don't blog for a while. If I see a consistent month after month, week after week, day after day blogging, that's who I want to publish. One of my favorite bloggers that I've published is a Chicago blogger. His name's Howard Tolman. He's a business writer, and he blogs all the time. And when I first met him, I knew he had a great blog. We made a deal, and since then, he's probably written twice as much as he had when I first met him. So we're constantly putting out new books. This is specific talk for bloggers. Consistent blogging is a really tough thing to do. I know personally because I am the blog in the book guy over here, so I had to start my own blog, and it's tough. I mean, I've written a couple blogs here and there, but I've gone weeks or months without doing it, and that's why I respect people who can continuously write time and time again. And I know, hey, that's the type of person I want to publish because it's not going to be one book. Maybe it's great, maybe it's not. It's going to be like one book after another book after another book in terms of my blogging to book business.
Since getting jobs these days involves more than ever knowing the right people, what would you say are some of the best networking opportunities to make those important connections? How you can tell the difference between a connection that's useful and a connection that might not really help you out, and maybe just some like less common ways you've found those connections that everybody might not think of.
Every connection is useful. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but everybody you know, everybody they know, all of those circles and expanding and widening circles are important. I cannot emphasize strongly enough how valuable Chicago Women in Publishing has been to me, my career, and that of any number of people who have become my good friends over my career. You don't know when your dog walker is going to be walking a dog for somebody else who's looking for an editor. I got a freelance job from a cab driver one time that turned into a long-time job. He had a friend who wanted to start a magazine, didn't have any idea how to do it, and I did it for a number of years. Look at the professional organizations, talk to people who have, ask for an informational interview. Yes, jobs are hard to find, we all know that, and it's probably much tougher for you guys right now, but you never know which connection's gonna work. Talk to somebody who's in an organization or a job that you aspire to and ask them, where do they get their professional advice, and when they need to vent, where do they do that? other there are a lot of the professional organizations, whether it is strictly publishing or it's content subject oriented, because you're interested in that, and then just let everybody know what you're trying to do and wanting to do.
And I echo what she said about Chicago Women Publishing and the professional organizations for that in-person networking. You can't beat what they offer in terms of the programs and the networking opportunities and the people you will meet, the diversity of people you will meet. It's a really great organization to be a part of. And then on the flip side of that, like I mentioned before, social media has been huge for me. Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn have all been great ways to just start a conversation, give an opinion, comment on a post, start up a conversation about, whatever book. It doesn't even have to be publishing related. Someone could post a picture of their cat and you could comment on it and then start a dialogue and there's a connection for you. I can't tell you how many times I've done that, mostly with cats. Conversations with people in the publishing world, and then we connect and talk on a regular basis, so Twitter is huge.
Yeah, just like make an account. If you already have a personal Twitter account, you want to separate it, make another account for editor for today, and then just follow as many people as you can that are in the industry or doing what you want to do, or maybe prospective clients. Just follow them. You'll know what they're up to. You'll know what they're looking for. Favorite some of their posts, retweet, reply. In your profile, you can let people know what you do. You don't have to hard sell everyone. If I, make a tweet about women in publishing tonight, and then someone replies or retweets or something, I'm going to say, oh, who is that person? Oh, they're an editor. Okay, cool. And then if maybe a couple weeks later or a month later, they comment again on something, now we have a relationship, and I kind of know who they are, and then maybe you ask for a job, or you say, hey, this is what I do. If you have any work, let me know. And then I feel like I kind of know who it is. It's not some random person completely, because you've been following me, you've been paying attention to what I do, so I know that you're interested specifically. You're not just spamming. So, and that's how Tara got her job. So there's so many, the Twitter and the Facebook help you reach a lot of people with one post, and it also lets you read a bunch of stuff on what you're focusing on. Where back in the day, we had nothing like that. I mean, you would have to go to a trade show, and then photocopy the back of the trade show book to get everyone's name, and then maybe try to write them a letter, call them, and get their voicemail. I mean, it's just a different world. It's so easy to get in contact with who you wanted, and find them in groups of people.
LinkedIn, special interest groups, and some of the discussion groups there, I think, are helpful in knowing who you might want to target by what they say and the quality of what they say. Another organization is Society for Scholarly Publishing, if you are interested in that area of publishing. Very good, supportive, international group